You know the feeling of taking the garbage out, doing a simple chore, and you decided to go rogue and you decided not to put your shoes on. You felt really brave in that moment. You felt brave. And you're walking and everything's going fine. You put the garbage in the waste management thing or whatever, whoever takes your garbage, maybe it's a friend named Cuban or something, you got a unique friend's name like Cuban, or maybe it's like another spice like Calhoun, or maybe Cinnamon. Maybe he goes by Cinnamon, or maybe she goes by Star Anise Fruit or whatever they call it. Makes stuff smell better. Anyway, you're walking back and you step in a puddle of water. Oh, nothing is worse than stepping in a puddle of water with your socks on, and it's always a little spot or like a little damp spot with maybe someone spilled a little bit of that Hawaiian punch and you stepped in it with your sock. Oh, don't get me started on that. I recently just hit my head on a counter, and I haven't had a goose egg on my head since I was called Goose in Duck Duck Goose. I was always the one getting called Goose, and I never understood why. Maybe it's because I was the shorter kid, but I would always catch them. Whenever anyone would call me Goose, it's on. That's just how things went for me. I think if I would, in Olympics, when you start in that position of, you get down and you kind of, I don't really know how, I can't do it, sitting. But the stance they do in the Olympics before they say go, their hands are in front of them and they leap front, like how Olympians do or how people start their runs. And if it was up to me, I'd be sitting crisscross applesauce, because there's no way that I run the fastest out of that position. Because someone says goose, I'm up. I noticed there's a lot of things you got to be prepared for. You got to be sitting and you got to be ready for Duck Duck Goose. And I used to get really offended that people would, call me Goose and Duck Duck Goose. I would be like, does everyone not want to, does everyone think I look like a goose or something? Or maybe I could have thought of it in a nicer way. I could have said, since people called me Goose and Duck Duck Goose, maybe they liked me. I could have thought of it that way as a kid, because I did notice there was a lot of the female species would pick Goose on me. Maybe it was the unmatching clothes I was wearing, or maybe it was the bowl cut. I don't know what it was. Maybe I was a little bit of in with the ladies and I didn't really know. That's just the Duck Duck Goose story, man. So if you were ever picked as a goose, it's gonna be okay. Because at the end of the day, you're the one who catches the duck, and you get to eventually sit back down. So when someone calls you out as a goose, keep going and keep striving, because Duck Duck Goose isn't, it's not the end of it all. There's also Foursquare, there's tetherball, and there's basketball, there's that game Popcorn you play when you run through the javelin things, like the Olympic bars, and then there's the people, doing their spinning, and then there's the people kicking the ball, and then there's people playing soccer, and you got the weirdos on the side. That's like society. Recess is like society. You got your athletes, you got your tetherball guys, you got your guys playing magics, you got your guys playing marbles, you got the girl squad that, beats up all the boys because, they hit puberty first. That's just how it goes. That always did frustrate me a little bit when, girls would, have to wear more deodorant than me, it seemed like, at a time. And I never, when they would bring us into these in fifth grade, they brought us into these meetings. about, no, it was sixth grade. It was sixth grade. They brought us into these meetings of like, hey, you're going to have to wear deodorant, and this is, what sex is. And they would just show like a picture, and we'd all be like, okay, whatever, we kind of already knew this. In public school, you kind of figure out what sex is, I say, around a certain age, but I'm not here to talk about that. That's not what we're here for. But I am here to tell you, we were in sixth grade and we got this lecture, and we were told what it was, and our principal came in, and it was all guys, because the guys went to their conference and the girls went to their conference, and our principal came up and he's like, all right, we're going to show a picture of a male anatomy. And none of us knew what anatomy was. Anatomy is, I think, the body. And he said, if any of you laugh, you guys are getting kicked out. This is serious stuff. And all of us were, as soon as somebody says this is serious stuff or you can't laugh, it makes you want to laugh. It's just how it goes. So you tell a room of sixth graders to not laugh when they're about to show a doctor diagram of a penis. Dude, you know what's coming. So we were sitting there, and then the picture comes up, and everyone starts laughing, and just started dying. And my principal shut it off. That is enough. This is real. Oh my God. This is real. Duh, dude. We know it's real. We know this is real, bro. That's why it's so funny. So he starts yelling at us, and then we eventually, quiet down, because nobody really wanted to get a lunch attention. Because back then, lunch attention sucked, because you have to sit in front of everyone while everyone's eating and having a good time. So we chilled. Obviously, there's those troublemakers that did kicked out, but we toughed through it. And we finally got to the point where he was talking about bullying, like, the statistics of males, and they're the ones that bully more. I'm like, well, let's reassess that. I feel like sometimes the girls bully a little bit more than we do, and they're more cruel. Yeah, we beat each other up, and then we're cool. We're best friends after that. Girls will fucking, like, low-key do that shit, or they'll be friends with you for, like, fucking 15 years, and then they'll sleep with your fucking boyfriend or some shit. That's the shit they do. I get put in a headlock, or maybe I get a wedgie or something. I'm good, I don't need 15 years of fakeness, bro. Yeah. So then they got to the bullying part, and we were sitting there and just having a good time, and he started bringing it up. He's like, if you're getting bullied, you do not fight back. And all of us were like, the fuck? I mean, I'm not going to sit here and act like I was a hardcore kid in middle school. I was a pretty good kid. I did my homework, and I did the things that, you're supposed to do. And, but some of my friends were like, fuck that, you dude. One of them raised their hand, and he's like, well, what do you mean I can't fight back? And he's like, if in no circumstance, because if you punch back, then you are responsible too. And then some kids were like, what if I'm in a corner and they start beating me up? And then he's like, yes, you could fight back then. And I didn't really understand that either, because I was like, who is this guy telling us we can't fucking fight back? Because, I felt like that was a big thing, to see and to know was the fight back. So I'm here to tell you, if someone's picking on you, dude, fucking let them know straight up, like, that ain't gonna fly with you. And I know I just cussed right there. I think I just said the F word. And for all my my little ones listening, under the years of, like, I don't know, 15, I'm here to tell you guys, I'm going to try to stop cussing. I'm not a person who likes to, cuss in front of little ones, at least. But You don't got to cuss all the time. And I'm trying to get better at it. I really am. And it's a bad habit. There's nothing necessarily wrong with it, but when you're around your elders and you're around, your family, younger ones, your elders and your younger cousins, it's not good to swear. And I'm trying to get better at it. I really am. And I can't promise it's going to keep not happening, but I'm trying on not to swear as much. I'm trying to make nicknames and stuff, and just kind of go on tangents for you guys, but I'm trying, and I hope you guys try a little bit too, because let's be honest, when you first learn how to swear, it doesn't sound good. No matter what age you are, when I first learned to cuss, I sounded dumb. You don't want to sound dumb. It's like when you first start with anything. When I first started dribbling a basketball, that basketball was big as my head. Maybe my head might have been a little bit bigger, but that's just how it went. I've been getting discouraged a little bit from doing some things I want to do because, it takes a lot of time to do some things. But just do it. All right, what do we got written down today? See, that was just a whole little tangent of me just talking to you guys. When people put stuff... Oh, let's talk about this. This is for all the people who speak Spanish. Shout out to you. I'm glad you know how to speak Spanish. That's dope. And maybe you're bilingual. But when you put your Instagram caption in Spanish, there's a C translation, right? And I know they don't directly translate, but we get it. You speak Spanish. I haven't seen more posts. The caption I've seen the most on anything is Mi Familia, which is my family in Spanish. And we get it. You could speak Spanish. And I'm not here to get mad at you for saying, oh, I can't speak in my own language now. No, I'm not saying that. But I don't know. Sometimes I'm just like, really? Why are we saying Mi Familia? Anyway, I don't really know. I don't really know why people do that. But, you think you have it bad right now. And we all think we have it bad in quarantine. But imagine living... I'm going to bring us back into the year 1500. Imagine you're in 1500, walking around and, you've been eating shitty food. You've been eating, just bread, carbs, maybe some meat sprinkled in there, maybe some fruits. And you got a fucking toothache. Maybe you got a fucking cavity. Back then, if you had a cavity, the only really good thing to do is just rip it out. So you had to walk around with pain in your tooth forever. And this is a common thing just in today's world too. People still walk around with, bad teeth because they can't afford it and stuff. And I'm not making fun of that, but I'm just thinking, go back then and think. There's even the primo option of getting your teeth taken out. The thing they would do is they would make you drink alcohol so you'd black out, and then they would take it out. Pirates would do this too. Pirates back in the old days would, if they wanted to get the truth out of someone, they would make you drink a whole bunch, and then you'd be drunk, and they would start asking you these questions. And then you'd spill the beans because you were drunk and you didn't really know what was going on. Sometimes that wouldn't work, and then they would just make you walk the plank. But yeah, I mean, dude, imagine walking the plank. Dude. I feel like low-key, though, if I were to die, walking the plank would be pretty heroic. Say I just, came and, stole a whole bunch of treasure, took it, and then I come back to that ship, and I try to do it again, and they catch me, and they make me walk the plank for it. I'd be like, all right, you got me. Eye for an eye. I get it. I mean, I'm not saying I want to walk the plank, but I'm just saying, like, if I had to choose a way, that would be pretty cool. I mean, I don't want to drown, though. Yeah, I mean, I changed my mind. I don't want to do that. But what I do want to do is I want to go on a vacation, like a lot of people do. And I just want to sit outside and sit in the sun. Yeah. Just want a vacation, man. I just want to sit and relax. I mean, I'm relaxed right now. And for those of you who aren't relaxed, maybe you're just listening to the audio version of this, try doing this. Relax. Let go of your shoulders. Just untense your shoulders, and you're obviously listening. And remove your tongue from the roof of your mouth, and just breathe, bro, or girl, or child, or whatever. Because you do that, you're relaxed and everything. I thought about restoring this RV I'm in. It's a little bit of a project. And Home Depot is, you're not the only one who wants to do home improvement right now. And you're not the only one who wants to garden either. So remember that when you go to Home Depot. That's just how it goes. And what else do I got for you guys? I remember. Oh yeah, I re-downloaded TikTok. The app of just people dancing. It's basically just girls shaking ass, and that's not the reason I'm on it. And in fact, that's actually the reason I got off of it, is because there's like 14-year-olds shaking their ass on there. And every time I get sick of saying, show me less of this, and they still like show it to me. I'm like, dude, I'm only on here for like memes and like funny Vine stuff. Like, dude, I feel like a creep. I feel like the FBI is gonna barge in my door. I'm not looking this up. It just pops up. So I've been saying, show me less of this. I've been seeing some cool sports clips on there, but I want to start posting my stuff back on there. It's a big platform. I don't know why I stopped. It was kind of dumb to stop. Also, what else is... but a lot of people... Here's the thing on TikTok. A lot of people like to play the victim. A lot of people like to be like, oh, white girls... Who said white girls can't dance? And then they dance like this professional choreographed dance. Or who said I can't practice this on... Who said... It's like, why does everyone got to play the victim on TikTok? Dude. Nobody cares. Nobody said girls can't do this, or nobody said guys can't do this. Who said this athlete can't do this? Or, dude, it's so old. And you'll get your... I'll tell you, you'll get your fame for it. But at the end of the day, it's just annoying. So when I see that too, I also say, show me less of this too. And that's just the thing in Facebook too. Facebook's the same way. Twitter's the same way. Snap's kind of the same way when people complain on their story and want people to swipe up. Same with Snap. You go to the Discover side, and a lot of people just trying to look like they're living their best life, but they're not. If you show your hard times on your Snap too, like maybe you spill a bowl of milk, and you put that on your story, that's the shit I like to see. Because when I go on the story and I see everyone's like, oh, look at this sunset, look at this and this and this, and wow, 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 look at this and this and this, oh wow, look at my life, look at my new car, look at this song I'm listening to that I don't care about. Boo, dude. I like seeing shit when people biff it. Maybe they spill a bowl of milk, or maybe they got a ticket and they're taking a picture of the cop behind them and they're saying like FML or something. That's the kind of stuff I like. Or maybe I go to Facebook. I like seeing stuff like fart prank videos. Those are funny. Stuff like that. That's the stuff I like to see. Yeah. That's the stuff I like to see. But yeah, dude, we're in the year 2020 now. I was watching a documentary of the year. It's like '08, or it was just it was a basketball game from '08, and it looked so old. And that was 12 years ago. I feel like I live in the year 2010 sometimes. So it'll be like, oh, it's in 2004. I'm like, oh, that's only like 6 years ago. Someone's like, Dom, that was fucking 16 years ago. You're right. What happened the year 2010? Same with 2012. 2012 was a big year. 2016 summer was a huge year. But I'm looking at, I don't know why I'm stuck in that year. Oh, Cars came out in 2005. I'm like, oh, that wasn't long at all, bro. That was like 5 years ago. Don, that was 15 years ago. Oh, yeah, you're right. I'm 22 now. I'm about to be 23, man, in November. Next November. I think it's almost my half birthday. I think. Because, yeah, 11. We're about to be on the 5th month. Yeah, it's almost my half birthday. Man, half birthdays. Don't celebrate those. Don't be that guy who does that. Don't be the birth week guy either. Don't be the birth week girl, the birth month, or it's Aries season, or it's Taurus season. You guys don't get a whole month. You guys can have your birthday and then that's your day. You know, I'm tired of seeing it's Gemini month. It's, your birthday falls on this month. That's it. Let's not be like, well, the energy of this month is all mine, so I get to be a bitch. No, you don't get to be a bitch because your birthday fell on a month. It's just how it goes. It does not happen like that. So walk your Aries back, walk your Aries self backwards a little bit and realize that, hey, you get one day. You don't get flipping multiple days. See what I did there? Flipping instead of the other word. Yeah. But anyways, I'm really happy about how things are going. I haven't really started the stand-up and the animation things yet. You know what? I should just do that right after this episode just to say I did it. I think that's what I'm going to do. Just going to, try a little bit of stand-up real quick, 5-minute session, and just go from there. Anyways, everyone... I've been thinking about making a video of how to make a podcast for all you guys who want to know how to do it. It's pretty simple, actually. It's not hard, especially the year we live in now. All the stuff you can find just on Amazon. You can even go to Walmart or go to like a music store and find all this stuff that I found. It's pretty simple. But before I go, let's end with a couple stories. Let's see if I can think of one. Stories, man. Now that I'm on the spot. Okay, yeah. I got a good story. It's a basketball story. My cousins are actually huge. They're big basketball players. I mean, every one of them. They're all huge. And I'm into it too, but again, I let myself quit too early, and I regret that. But I still like to go out and play. It's still fun. Just because I know it means so much to my family. So I go to this basketball tournament. My cousins are always like, hey, just come play. You can come sit the bench. And, I don't like to sit the bench, but I don't like to, I don't want to go out there and suck the whole game either. So I went and I knew my role. I was the driver. I'd bring people to the tourneys. And, I drove and we get there, and for some reason we were driving for so long and I felt kind of sick, so I was just kind of sitting on the bench. This was in Tahola, and I finally get subbed in because we're winning by like 15, and I had this wide open, like my shot is the left-handed layup. I like to go left-handed. Nobody behind me. I ran on the fast break perfectly. It was perfectly timed. And I get out there and I go up for the left-handed layup and I miss it, bro. Even kissed it off the glass and everything. It like rolled out. And I was like, oh. That was my chance to get in the books. But I did end up getting a point after a couple of missed shots. But I also fouled someone I got in the books, and my cousin Harold or Darian, I don't remember who said it. I think it might have been Harold or Breland. Shout out to those guys. I think they said, well, you got in the books at least, Oh, no, that was another time, actually. That was another time I went in there and right before halftime, because we were only up by like 6, but they knew I probably wasn't going to get in because it was like a close game. And I go in there and I just play some hard defense and I fouled the guy right away. And cousins all, yeah, at least you got in the books, you made it in the books. And that was funny. Yeah, I love basketball, man. It brings my family close, and it's an excuse to travel, and it's an excuse to go places. I want to start going a little bit more. I know I say that on the mic right now in my own little confined space, but just because, and this is for all the people who are in college, if just because you don't go to the NBA doesn't mean you can't enjoy basketball. There's opportunities to travel with it. There's so much more to it than just going pro. Obviously, pro is the end goal, and I'm not trying to say don't stop from going pro, but maybe you only go D1, maybe you only make it to intramural like I did, maybe you only make it to middle school, JV, or it's an excuse to hang out with your buds and laugh, and gets you out of trouble. Maybe it can get you into trouble too. Maybe you go out when you go to tournaments, and that's that happens too. But it's fun stuff. It really is. Let's see if I can pull out one more to kind of round this up to 30 minutes here for you guys. Hope you guys' drive's going well, your workout's going well. Let's see. I was walking. I don't know if I've told this story. I feel like I have, but I'm going to tell you guys again. Friends of mine went into Salinas, Mexico. Salinas, California. Wow, that's really messed up. Salinas, California. And it is predominantly Mexican people in Salinas. And my buddy was, being kind of annoying. He had his, he was doing his Mexican accent because we all took Spanish in high school. And it was, our senior trip, and, he wanted to practice some of his Spanish, and he kept saying amen over and over and over again to all these people. Well, no, we were in the car, but he was saying, he's like, I should say this, and being a little racist. And it got so bad that my buddies were so pissed that he was being so rude, just in the car, that he punched him. Or they punched him. They were all beating him up. So justice was served in this story. It really was. Yeah, man. Well, again, the hotline for all your stories and everything. Maybe you want to shout out. Maybe you want to talk about what you're doing. Let me know. The hotline is 425-320-3641. DJP is, we're welcome to hear what everyone else has to say. Yeah, that's just how it goes. Just how it goes. Thank you guys so much for listening, and I will see you guys next week. Have a great one.